Hey there! Welcome back to Twisted Hood. Here, we unravel the most fascinating and gripping crime stories that will keep you hooked. If you're as obsessed with true crime as we are, show some love by hitting that like button, dropping a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Trust us, you won't want to miss the twists and turns we have coming your way. It started as a case of a missing woman, a wife, and a mother of two young children. Ekta Gupta disappeared without a trace, and her husband embarked on a desperate quest to find her. Instead of relying on the police, he took matters into his own hands, searching every possible place in Kanpur and beyond, wherever the faintest glimmer of hope led him. He filed a police report, even named the person he suspected, but the authorities remained unmoved. Frustrated, he sought help from Uttar Pradesh's chief minister, wrote letters to the prime minister, and reached out to contacts in the intelligence bureau, yet nothing came of it. For long months passed, and there was still no sign of his wife. Then, one day, a gruesome discovery was made, a skeleton, unearthed from a shallow grave right beside the official residence of Kanpur's district magistrate, DM. Ekta was found, but not as the loving mother her children remembered. Instead, all that remained of her was a collection of bones. The husband, who had clung to hope, now had nothing but grief and unanswered questions. What should have been a turning point in the investigation instead turned into a scandal. The police, rather than digging deeper into the circumstances, handed the skeletal remains over to the grieving husband with an unsettling conclusion. Your wife was having an affair. That's why she was killed. But how could anyone believe this story? So many questions remained unanswered. The biggest one, why was her body found right next to the district magistrate's bungalow? As the media probed, a troubling fact emerged. The DM appeared less concerned about a murder in his city and more about why his residence was being linked to it. Instead of demanding justice for the victim, he issued a statement distancing his bungalow from the crime scene. The body was not found inside my compound, he insisted. It was outside, near a different club. Even more disturbing was what followed. The police, who had ignored the case for months, now seemed eager to close it. They arrested a gym trainer, Vimal Soni, declaring him the killer. But an even bigger revelation awaited. For the past 4 months, while the police had failed to locate Ekta, one crucial piece of evidence had been hiding in plain sight: Vimal Soni's motorcycle. And where had it been all this time? Inside the district magistrate's bungalow. When investigative journalists stumbled upon this discovery, they did what the police should have done months ago. They traced the vehicle's registration. The bike belonged to none other than Vimal Soni, the very man accused of the murder. Shockingly, the authorities had never noticed or bothered to ask why the killer's bike was parked inside the most powerful official's residence in Kanpur. Had this been an ordinary citizen's home, the police would have torn it apart in search of evidence. But here, they simply shrugged. More inconsistencies piled up. According to the police, Ekta was killed in the parking lot of Green Park Stadium. But CCTV footage from that exact time was mysteriously missing. The cameras had been switched off for precisely 15 to 17 minutes, right when the crime supposedly took place. When questioned, authorities vaguely blamed a power failure. Then came another problem. The police claimed Vimal Soni buried Ekta's body by sneaking into the club next to the DM's residence through a small side gate. But that gate was only 65 inches wide, while his car was nearly 70 inches. It physically could not have fit. So how did he get in? The only alternative route? Through the DM's own compound. If CCTV cameras had been working, the truth would have been clear. But conveniently, they weren't. Then there was the biggest mystery. How did Vimal Soni's bike remain inside the DM's bungalow for so long without anyone noticing? How did it get there? If an unidentified bike had been parked inside an ordinary person's house, wouldn't the police have stormed in, accusing them of harboring evidence? Why was no one at the DM's house questioned? These were no longer just unanswered questions. They were signs of something deeper, something far more sinister. Was this a simple case of murder, or was there a powerful hand covering up the truth? Ekta Gupta's husband searched for 4 months, clinging to hope that she would return. Instead, he was handed a bag of bones and a fabricated story. But the real story? that still remains buried, perhaps right where she was found. That's it in this crime thriller episode. We'll be back soon with more such exciting crime stories. Until then, take care of yourself, stay healthy, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're ready for what's next. See you soon.